All right. Good afternoon, trainees.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing today?
We are fine, sir.
I am great. Thank you very much, and welcome to today's class. Now, first of all, we are actually going to watch a picture. I'm going to show you a picture, and then I want you to observe. I'm going to ask you a few questions. All right. All right. Did we all see the picture?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what do you actually think is happening in that picture? All right. Simeon.
I can see the main is charging the system, sir.
All right, Simeon. Why do you say so?
Because the main this gas cylinder and charging main folder connected to the system.
All right. Thank you. Because of the tools that you see, that is why you say so. All right. Now, how many of you have worked with these refrigerants before? How many of you have charged the system before? All right. That is great. That is great. Okay. Now, that actually takes us to our class today, because today we are actually going to look at charging the system on the low side. We are going to look at charging the system on the low side. Now, just before we go into it, let's just read the objectives. Mukoya, read the objectives for us on the board.
First, demonstrate the knowledge of tools used during the charging process and demonstrate the correct procedure for low side charging.
All right, thank you very much, guys. At the end of this lesson, I expect you to know or to be able to demonstrate the knowledge of tools that you use during charging, and also to demonstrate the correct procedures when you are charging on the low side. All right, now, just before we dive into our lesson today, I would like to actually ask Sandra to do a recap for us of what we covered last time. Sandra?
We discussed the procedure of pulling a vacuum in the system, which is evacuation.
Thank you, Sandra. All right, now last time we looked at the evacuation of the refrigeration system, and now we are ready to actually go into our lesson. But I believe that first, it's important that we get the distinction between the low side and the high side. Right, Shimute, if you can just come forward, I want you to actually look at this picture, and then you distinguish the low from the high side. All right. Okay, Shimute.
Okay, as you can see below the expansion valve here, going through the evaporator to the compressor, that is your low side, which means there's low pressure here. And above here, it's high side and high pressure.
Right, thank you. Guys, just remember that these two parts, the expansion valve and the compressor, they are your pressure dividing components. They actually divide the low from the high and low. Right, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now that we know the distinction between those two, now we can move forward. And I actually want us now to go into the tools, and I would like to ask Nandago to just come forward and show us the tools that are used for charging. All right, Nandago.
Guys, this is our manifold gauge that we use when you're charging the system, and then as Matthew's already explained that the blue side is always your low side, and then the red side is always your high side. These are the hoses that we connect to the system and as well as to the yes.
Thank you.
And then this that you have here, this you mostly find it on the system, and then we use this guy now to open up your service valve, and then it's where we connect our gauge.
Okay. What is that guy's name that you are having on your in your right hand?
Oh, it's a ratchet.
Okay, thank you.
We have a scale here. This is a scale, guys. When you are charging, you can actually just put your cylinder here, and then you take the readings from here when you're charging.
All right, thank you.
And then, also, this is the cylinder I'm talking about. Like for instance, here we have an R1348 refrigerant.
Thank you. All right, refrigerant cylinder.
As you have said earlier, that we did evacuation, and then this is a vacuum pump that we use to do the evacuation process.
Thank you, Nandago. Just to add a little bit, just remember that this cylinder is actually having both vapor and liquid. On top we find vapor, and then at the bottom we find liquid refrigerant. All right, just remember that. That is important when you are going to charge on the two different sides of the system. All right. Now we move on. Now that we know the tools that are used, now we can now actually go into the procedures. But before we demonstrate these procedures, let's first open our books on page 194 and then read the procedures. Okay, if Dylan can just read the procedure for us quickly. Dylan?
Refrigerant is added in the refrigerant system in a vapor form when compressor is operating through a evacuation service valve. Dissolve service manifold, attach refrigerant cylinder to center connection hose and open valve on low side of manifold. Place cylinder in upright position. Correct suction service valve 2/10 of backseat. Weigh in desired charge. When correct charge is added, close low side manifold valve and refrigerant cylinder. Backseat both suction liquid line service valves. Remove hose and keep ports.
Thank you, Dele. All right, just to add a little bit there, just remember one of the key points of what he read there is that when you are charging on the low side, charge in vapor form. All right, charge in vapor form. Thank you. All right, now that we actually know the steps, now I would like to ask Amadila just to come forward and demonstrate to us the steps. All right.
Okay guys, this is the vacuum pump we have used for evacuation. And then now after evacuation is being done now, we connect our gauges to the system. This line connected to the system, the service valve. And now the other, this yellow line connected to the cylinder, connected on the cylinder there. And then we place our cylinder on the scale. Here's the scale. Then we measure the right amount of refrigerant that we're going to change.
Right.
The other thing is you must make sure that the cylinder is upright so that you are charging a vapor.
Okay.
Okay. Now after that, now you open you carry the service valve. Carrying now you must open it into backseat all the way out into backseat. Then you close it 2/10 in. Now it's backseat, then you close it 2/10 in. 1, 2.
Thank you. That's now what?
Cranking.
That's now cranking. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right.
After cranking, you open the cylinder. Open the cylinder, then you can now charge. After we finish charging, you backseat again, so that you can make sure that the refrigerant is not coming out from the system. Backseat again. Backseat.
Right.
You close the cylinder, then you close the gauges, then you remove the gauges from the system.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amadila. All right. Guys, did we all see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just to actually add also a little bit, just make sure that, like you said, that the cylinder is upright to charge vapor because vapor is on top. But more importantly, make sure that the system is actually running. When you're charging vapor, the system must be running. All right. Now that we are done with this now, we actually move forward, and I'm going to give you, yes, you have a question, sorry. Yes, Nicola, you have a question.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
How would you know that you have charged enough refrigerant in the system?
Thank you. What you are actually asking there, when you are using the scale, how would you know from this reading scale here that you have charged? Okay, now on every system, there is always a nameplate. You must check the refrigerant charge. The grams are always written there, right? Thank you. Okay, now we are going to have a short classwork. Now I want you to make a group here on the left side, and your task is to actually take these tools and actually label them. And I'm going to ask you to label these tools for me. And then on the right side here, I want you to actually put yourself together and prepare how to crack and basic the service valve. All right. Okay, 1 minute each.
The names of the pump, our charging scale there.
The manifold gauges, these are the hoses. So you connect now these guys to the system. The blue system, yellow, the red one.
Okay, all right. Your time is up, guys. That is a very short task. Your time is up. Right now, let's just go back to our seats. Let's just go back to our seats. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right now, I'm gonna begin with this group on my left here. Right, elect a representative to label these tools. Okay. Is it Dylan? Are you the one doing the tools?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, yes. Let's go. Identify the tools.
Okay, this one is a charging manifold.
Okay, thank you. All right.
This one is a vacuum pump.
All right.
This one is a charging scale.
Okay.
And this one is a cylinder.
Okay, so did you hear? Yes. All right. Okay, thank you. You may have your seat there. Now, from this group, choose somebody to actually demonstrate the cracking and backseat.
It's me, sir.
Quickly, yes.
Okay, sir. By cracking or backseating, by backseating, let me start with backseating. Backseating, you must always open your valve out, all the way out.
All right.
And then crack it. You must just turn 2 times. 1, 2.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Just to actually confirm, just to give you feedback, all the groups are right. All right. So the labeling of the tools was correct, and also this side, you are also correct. You backseat by turning it all the way out, and then you actually crack by turning just back two full turns. All right. Always bear that in mind. All right. Now, any question? Yes, Miriam, you have a question.
Why evacuation is important before charging the system?
Why is evacuation important before
Charging the system.
charging the system? Yes, thank you. Evacuation is important, like I said last time, because you don't want to charge your refrigerant into the pipes that are containing air particles, right? That's very crucial. All right. Are you satisfied, Miriam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, now, guys, just to verify that you have really understood the lesson, what are the key points here? What are the key points really when it comes to this? Yes, I did.
When charging the low side, it's important that the technician knows the right tools used in the process of charging.
All right.
And lastly, make sure that the system is running before charging is carried out.
Before charging? Yes. Okay, thank you, Heike. Thank you very much. Okay, it seems like we have understood. Anybody that have a question, do we all understand?
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. Now, let us conclude the lesson now. Just anything that you remember from the lesson, your main takeaways. Yes, let's conclude the lesson. Yes, Miriam.
When charging a Viper, make sure that the cylinder is upright.
Okay, that's one of it. Thank you. Who else? Yes, Nadago.
We always make sure that before charging, you must always evacuate first.
You must always evacuate first. Anything else? Okay, good. So, guys, that was our lesson. Just remember that you have to know the tools. And then secondly, make sure that you are following the correct procedures, because failure to do that, you are going to compromise the quality of your charging. All right. If there are no any other questions, thank you very much. The class is adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Now, in our next lesson, sorry, I almost forgot. We are going to look at charging on the high side. All right. So go and read on page 195 in your book. Thank you very much. You are dismissed.